This video is long overdue, but I think I'm finally ready to connect the Laika movie universe. And yes, there will be spoilers if you aren't caught up with Coraline and the Boxtrolls. But before I get started, I want to say that not too long ago I did a collab with All Monsters Go to Space where we did talk about how Coraline and Boxtrolls connect. Ultimately, we considered the possibility that the Boxtrolls were the first creatures to inhabit the otherworld, and it's a really fun video. I fully encourage you to go check it out. But that video is already done and it's out there, so I'm going to try a different thought process so that you aren't given a total repeat of a theory. So, to change gears from the collab theory, I want to fully fixate on this troll right here. See what he's wearing? Yep. That's right, it's a box for a button brand called Coraline & Co. And credit where it's due, I would have probably missed this box completely if not for Phil from All Monsters Go to Space showing it to me. Now, if we dismiss the possibility of this being just an Easter egg shout out to another Laika movie, what could this mean? Yes, the Easter egg could be all the intent there was from the creators, but this is Laika, who claims the smallest detail tells the biggest story. So I like to believe that they have deeper plans in their mind, and here's what I've come up with. Now, the crazy lady inside of me started nosing around for the history of buttons, and sure enough, it goes back at least 5,000 years, and the ancient Greeks were known to use a button-like method for their garments. I couldn't find anything that said so, but I imagine buttons were very popular back in the day, as that made getting dressed so much easier. In fact, I'd be willing to bet that buttons were so popular that the right seamstress could make a healthy living just by producing buttons. And if the family kept up with that business over the years, eventually that would be the top button brand in the button empire, selling buttons all over the world like the YKK zipper. Okay, so how does this relate to Coraline? Well, Coraline is a very peculiar name. However, it's not a made-up name. It's actually best known as a Greek name, meaning from the coral of the sea. Do you know where I'm going now? I think that once upon a time, there was a Coraline who started a button production business, and that business served the family so well that the name Coraline was passed down through a successful button mogul family. But wait a second, mom's name is Mel and dad is Charlie, so what am I trying to pull here? And yeah, that's true, you're right. Coraline's parents are Mel and Charlie, not Coraline and Charlie or Coraline and Mel. But what are the grandparents' names? We don't know. So Charlie's mother could have been the previous Coraline Jones, but she had a son and granted him the mercy of not being named Coraline, which would have surely gotten him tormented in school. So thanks, Mom! But if Granny never had a daughter, it would fall upon the next generation to keep the name Coraline going strong. So it's not hard to imagine that the name Coraline might skip a generation or two. And since both of her parents are obsessed with plants, not the ocean, that would make more sense as to why Coraline's name wasn't Rose or Lily or Mulchy or something else garden related. Well, then why aren't the Jones family rich if they own a button empire? Long story short, they don't. Many past laws were very rigid against women owning or controlling anything, so the business would have gone off to a male heir probably hundreds of years ago, and as the family grew over time, the females in the clan would start marrying off into other families, other businesses, other countries, until the name Coraline was being passed down with no right to the company. Sort of like being one of Queen Elizabeth's younger children. They're still part of the royal family, but they're not getting on the throne, and they have to come up with their own livelihood. At least that's my understanding based on the Windsors. If I have totally lost you, my train of thought is that thousands of years ago, a Greek woman named Coraline started a business making buttons. This business was extremely successful, and they ended up selling buttons all over the world, explaining why this box troll here wears a Coraline & Co. button box. And the famous name of the founder Coraline was passed down to the girls born into that family for thousands of years until our heroine was given the name herself. That type of history with buttons might also cover why Mel knew which key would unlock the little door. It was just dumb luck because she had a subconscious affinity towards controls the button. And the beldame's tray full of buttons could be similar to the sawdust she uses. It was something dumped down the well as a means of cheap disposal, and the beldame thought she could enchant the buttons to work in her favor, so that's what she did. And with my other theories that Kubo is related to the beldame and Agatha's mother is the beldame, this video makes a complete web connecting all Laika movies in the same universe. It might not be reality, but theories are more fun. Well, that's all I have for now, but this video's not quite over yet. I get a lot of comments that say, do a theory on this topic, but I've already done those theories. So please consider going to my main channel page and clicking on the video tab so that way you can see everything I've done. You will probably find a lot of things you like that you never even knew that I posted. I want to let you know that I also have 2 other channels, Say Halo Goodbye Gaming and the Family Vlogs. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed enough to hit subscribe and share. I can use all the help I can get to let other people know that this channel exists. And if you made it this far, leave me a comment that says something like, hey, I made it to the end, and then let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future. I can't make any promises, but the more people that request something, the more I can look into it. Okay, well, I love you. I'll see you in the next video.